Hi guys, excuse the lighting. Also, look at my hair. Do you like that part? Do you like that part? Just threw it up. You know how it goes. Not sponsored. Go Argentina. Just wanted to talk about something. I saw this Instagram video. I see many Instagram videos. But it was like that one that's like trending right now with where this girl's like, he too tall for me, right? Like I saw this guy at the club. He said he was like 6'4", 6'5", and I was like, baby, I'm 5'2". You too tall for me. That's what I want to talk about. Myself. Height to me actually doesn't matter, right? Like, if you're attractive and you're also tall, that's nice. Obviously, I've fallen for some tall, dark, and handsome men on the internet. But in real life, my first boyfriend does 3 weeks sophomore year count. If you're watching this, what's up? I don't know how tall he was. Actually, I don't even ask. I didn't even ask. I don't think I've ever asked anyone, how tall are you? Except for like my brother. And that was just so I could say, no, you're not. Right? He's like, what, 5'11" and a half. Okay, this is making me mad. But just ignore it. Just ignore it. It's happening. Maybe if I make this one longer. So my first boyfriend was like, I don't know, probably a few inches taller than me, right? I was a steady 5'3", 5'4". I think I put 5'4" on my permit and then now my license. So I was a steady 5'4". I don't know, he was tall enough to where it was like fine. I don't know. I think height only like matters like surface level. You know, you're standing next to someone taking pictures. Well, we never did that. Honey, baby, we never even held hands. So, I mean, it didn't really matter back then. And then with my next almost boyfriend, great guy. He might have been the one that got away. But he's the one you got it. Like, I gotta move on from. Well, okay, I have moved on from. It's not the point. So we only hung out once. It was at a football game, so we were like pretty level. He was not that tall of a guy. I wouldn't say that's what he was known for, but like, I don't know, maybe he was like 5'6", a couple inches taller than me. If you're also watching this, Jim, sorry for like spilling the beans. But it's not that big of a deal to me. Like, I genuinely don't care. And like, it never really mattered to me. Do you guys get made fun of for their height? I don't know, we could see eye to eye when I dared to make eye contact with him, but again, it didn't really matter. A couple weeks ago, I went out with this guy. We went to Steak and Shake. We met up, okay? He was from Hinge. And I gave him my number, and we texted, and then we set up the date, right? It wasn't just straight from Hinge. I did get Hinge. I deleted it pretty recently because I decided I don't have the patience right now, and also like it's not realistic, right, for me to get a boyfriend right now. Anyways, so the guy that I went out with, the Steak and Shake, I guess he was pretty tall. I can't tell if someone's height by looking at pictures. I really truly can't. I'm really bad at guessing people's height, guessing people's weight, because first of all, there are a lot of things that go into the weight, but I just can't guess people's height, right? You would ask me what I would think what my brother's height looks like to me, and I'd say like 5'8", right? But then you put us chest to chest, and I'm like, my brother's not 5'8". My brother is 6 feet tall. I'm 5'4". I guess I've never been close enough to a guy where I'd need to worry about the height. Legitimately, I've literally physically never been put in that position. Okay, can I fix my hair? Sorry. Let me let it down so everybody can be like, whoa. Oh my gosh, I can already feel it's getting messed up again. No, because I don't. Well, I guess that guy, his name was Casey. I think I talked about him in a previous video. I was wearing a purple shirt. I don't remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about him. His name was Casey. He's a good guy. We're not talking anymore. That's my fault. Hope he's doing well, though. Hope he found a job. Part of our conversation was that we are unemployed and we need jobs. And if you're watching this, Casey, I did not get the job at Menards. I'm gonna go to the golf course. Can you imagine me? I'm moving, helping you move out. I don't know what that spot is, but hold on. Oh, also pop the FIFA. What's my point? It's taken me 8 minutes to get to the point. Casey was like, I don't know. I guess we were like next to each other like one time, and he was like, I don't know. I would say probably like 6 inches taller than me, at least, right? He's gonna see this video and he's gonna comment. He's gonna be like, I'm actually 6'5". Sorry. Okay, I don't want to use my brother as an example for like who I would date, but I'm just saying because my brother's 6 feet tall. Maybe nothing taller than that, baby. Because, I mean, we look fine in pictures. I look back at like what, the most recent photo I had with my brother? Not many. He doesn't want to take photos with me. What's so embarrassing about me? Aren't I gorgeous? Aren't I so photogenic? Aren't I... To me, height doesn't really matter, I guess, unless you're too tall. So yeah, sure, height matters. But when am I gonna find someone that is that tall and likes me? Would you guys believe me if I said, right, I've never even held hands with a guy before? I don't even think I've held hands with my brother. Not that that should be the same as like a romantic partner, but like I've never hugged my dad. I think. I don't know. When was the last time I touched my dad when I wasn't like literally hitting him? One time we were in a fight, and I was like backed up because like obviously like he was like screaming, yelling at me, and like we were fighting. This was like, I don't know, a year ago, within a couple years probably, and he had me like backed up against the door and stuff. It's just a memory now. And he starts, and my dad's like really mad at me, and so like it's like a screaming match, right? And I think I'm crying. I don't even care at this point. He had me like backed up against like the door, and then eventually like we were on the ground, and he starts like not strangling me, but it's more like just not like my actual neck, but like right here, because he just wants to. You just gotta let your anger out sometimes. Not that that was probably valid, because he was probably in the wrong and I was in the right, because he's like crazy, I don't know. And I did it back to him. So we're like, and I'm like looking right at him, and also like he's on top of me like that, so like he just looks really bad. So, but like, well, he's like really fat now, and it's like he has this beard and it was like sticking out, and he was like, wait, oh my god, I'm gonna recreate it. I know I'd look bad, but he was like, actually no, that was pretty like spot on. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. It's really funny when I talk about it now. It is a funny story looking back on it. At the time, I was really just mad. And when my dad actually starts like fist fighting me, like, yes, I've kicked him in the face before. Because like I just get so angry when he starts like, when he lunges at me, that I just like hit him back. And I haven't, you know, like punched him in the face like that. I've been dreaming about that day, but I don't think it's gonna happen. We're gonna do a fit check now. Oh, okay. So FIFA 2026 World Cup shirt that I got a few days ago at Costco. It was only like 20 bucks. I'm wearing these Old Navy like sweatpants that I got when I was in like 7th grade, I think, at Old Navy, right? I'm just wearing these socks that I've had forever. In fact, I had to throw one of them out today because it had a hole in it. 1 minute. Of course, you guys saw the hair, and we'll actually try to redo that again. It's beautiful. I did wash my hair. While we're here, let's talk about guys. Haven't held hands with a guy. I haven't done any of that. My Rice Purity score, I just did it like a few weeks ago. It's 88. It's 88. Never kissed anyone. I guess you could say I've been the first guy, Luke Lennick, if you're watching this, what's up? You probably don't want to hear me talking about this, so bye. Also, wait, I need the engagement, so like just like skip, unless you're gonna be jealous of me talking. I like his best friend, Elliot. That was his name, right? Elliot and Ellie. Couldn't get any more perfect than that. That's what I was telling myself. I liked him from like maybe September, October to like January, right? And so like we were starting to talk, Elliot and I, in like December. November, December, we weren't really going anywhere. Your girl was sick of it because I was always, not like a hoe, but like I was always kind of boy crazy. Like I always liked somebody. Doesn't make it any less meaningful, you could say. Anyway, so then Luke followed me on Instagram. We started like casually talking, right? I was talking about Elliot to him. And he still somehow liked me. Either he was confused or he was down bad. And I don't want to brag or anything. I don't really know how that happened, if I'm being honest, guys. Like, I don't think I looked that great sophomore year. Especially in the winter of my sophomore year, I was, like, literally anorexic. Like, literally. Like, I literally had at least one eating disorder. Bad time in my life. I mean, my home life also always sucked, as you could probably tell from any of my other videos. But we were just, like, I guess it was DMing. It was on Instagram. January, February, it got more serious. I stopped liking Elliot because then at the end of January, he was like, yo, I like you. That's great. Who wants the Notebook when you have an Instagram DM saying, can I ask you something? Like, yo, I like you. Do you like me back? And then I was kind of like, well, I still have like lingering feelings for Elliot. I feel kind of weird just going to his best friend. Like, I'm not that was really being like a homie hopper, but like, right, I'm 15, but like, you know, February 27th, I think, he asked me to be his girlfriend. We actually did call each other, like, on the phone. That was, like, social anxiety I accomplished. I got over it, I swear. Because, like, who the fuck calls you? Kind of blacked out. Dated until March 15th or 14th. I forget. I think it was a Friday. He basically, without going into the details and showing you guys the emails, I was like really upset. I was going through a lot. Remember? Bad self-esteem, anorexia, disorders, mind disorders, physical disorders. So that was kind of like, oh, so I'm ugly and I'm never gonna find love. Okay, that wasn't love. That wasn't even lust because we didn't even do anything. But it was actually one of the few times I cried to my brother and he comforted me. I think at least. I don't know. Don't worry, Luke. There's no hard feelings now. We actually have talked a few times since then. I was really upset, and then I got over it. No, it took me like 2 months to get over it. And I didn't see him again until junior year, right? So that was at the winter to spring of my sophomore year. I didn't see his face again until the beginning of my junior year, outside of my class or something, like in the hallway. I forgot he existed. Went through junior year. Senior year, that was this past year. He sent me a meme on Instagram. Exchanged a few reels on Instagram. A few words in person, because he works at the same place as my best friend. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, what's up? Still trying to act nonchalant as ever. Get over yourself. Second guy. I might have to... This feels like a whole separate video. His name was Jim. I first noticed he existed. He was a grade above me. But I noticed he existed first semester in general, we'll just say, of my freshman year. Because I would just see him walking down the hallway. Like, I would kind of walk behind him because that was the path I went. I was like, why is he dressed like that? Not in like a bad way, but he dressed just kind of like, you know, a button up, like smart. He dressed smart. If he was in a TV show, the edits would be made about him. So Jim, if you're watching this, like, in another world, or maybe in this world, you can still make it happen. Girls are feral for you. And I was too. Sorry I keep looking behind you guys. Anyways, so I noticed he existed freshman year. I know it's crazy because I'm a senior now. This is how long it's been going on. Follow sophomore year. I'm very active on Snapchat. And for some reason, we have each other on Snapchat. And we've been doing streaks like over the summer. and like it was no big deal. He started sliding up on my stories fall of my sophomore year, right? So I started doing swim. I was way more active on Snapchat, right? So I joined the swimming team. I was doing like a lot of fit checks because my body was great sophomore year. And then the winter and spring of my sophomore year happened. But like I legitimately almost had abs. Like you could almost see like a slight definition, right? Because like girls' abs don't happen the same way that guys' abs do, right? It's much less common. And he had like an attitude about him. We had like banter. We would go back and forth. And then it kind of like died down. Over the years, he like deleted Snapchat on and off again or something, right? We never saw each other in person really. And then obviously like I was with Luke and I like actually unadded every guy on Snapchat. Not that, right, again, not that it really mattered. It was just small stuff over the years, right? But I still thought he was cute, and there was something about him that drew me to him. Like maybe he just seemed mysterious to me, not as in right cool guy or bad guy mysterious, but as in there's like more to him as a person that I want to learn about, that I need to learn about. Like I need to know him. I need to know him. I need to know his soul. Speed up to junior year. I guess we've been talking a little bit more. God, he even deleted Instagram now. We were talking on Instagram and Snapchat. But it was like never confrontational. It was just always like sending each other things, right? On Instagram, we would send each other different cat pictures. And then on Snapchat, I would find an excuse to reply to his story. He would reply to my story. I don't know what his thought process was ever. Maybe that's what it was. I hate not knowing things. And because he was just so kept to himself, I guess. This was in the Send It era. Everybody did Send Its. He would do a Send It. I would do about a dozen of them. And he would always have some smart-ass reply. And yeah, I would say some crazy things. But it's like he would never take anything seriously. So like reveal who he truly was. And like it's not that big of a deal at Snapchat. Obviously, he's not going to be like people when someone asks him, why do you dress like that? Obviously, he's going to be like, dressed like what? I thought everybody dressed like this. And not, yeah, so actually my dad died when I was young and he dressed like this and now singing Kill My Grandma type of shit, you know? Again, never in person. And I think that's a mistake. You need to talk in person because you know what he did? He asked me the day before, mind you. And my dad is strict. Telling my dad something last minute. If I want to go to the football game with him. But he said it in like a really casual way. This is my perspective, okay? I don't think he was really being that nonchalant about it, probably, but this is how I viewed it. He was like, you know, just asked me if I want to go to the football game with him. He was like, oh, well, I can give you a ride. We can even go out to eat beforehand. We have never spoken in person. Like, this is me telling myself back then, like, we've never spoken in person, girl, what? Not that he's like a weird, creepy guy, but like, I was such a baby. It was like October, so the weather was really nice. He asked me the day off. I think I said yes before I even checked with my dad. And obviously I wasn't going to tell my dad, a guy I like. I told him that I was like, I think with my friends from swim, I was like, yeah, Julia asked me. Sorry, Julia. And my dad, he was mad at me, but he let me go. And yeah, I had a bad day because I was at swim practice and I thought I looked bad. Like my hair was wet and I need to go out. Like my hair was soaking. I had really long hair. And I couldn't find an outfit that I liked. I couldn't wear shorts and I couldn't find a jacket. We went to the football game. So awkward. I was like, do you still want to go to the Italian place? Okay. I didn't know it was set in stone. So I was kind of like in the, oh, we don't have to if you don't want to. I didn't have any money. I only had enough for like maybe like my ticket to get in the football game. It was an away game. It was also an away game because like the Rockford schools are just not good at having their own football field or something. I don't know, it's the whole thing. Blah 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 blah. We kind of like set the tone really bad. It wasn't the best date ever, right? We were both just like really awkward, really inexperienced, you could tell. So it didn't go great. It was really awkward. We weren't even in the bleachers in the student section when we were watching the game. I don't actually care. about talking about it anymore. September, October, prime football season of my junior year. Nothing happened. We literally didn't speak to each other for like 3 weeks. Then he messaged me on Snapchat and he was like, sorry if it came off awkward. Like, he was trying to apologize and like maybe he wanted to get the conversation started again. But I was like, I messed up bad, bro. But I didn't really want to say that because I'm not good at taking responsibility for my actions. And it's not like I killed the guy or anything. It was an awkward date. February of my junior year, he DM'd me on Instagram. He was like, I think he like responded to something else, or like he slid up. I don't know. He said something, but then he was like, by the way, I'm sorry about all that in the fall again. I was like, and then at that point I was like over it. I have like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like, I have ascended into my self-actualization. I was like, we're good. We're human. It happened. It's fine. It just wasn't a good hangout. Like, you're a good guy, right? Like, it wasn't that deep. Low-key, he was still fine shit though. If I get 1 million likes, I'm gonna drop his phone number. And then we didn't speak again until the summer after my junior year, right? So before this school year, I was at my friend's graduation party, Danielle. It was at the end of July, like July 27th, I think. He was there. Didn't expect that. I was like, hey, what's up? And like, it was kind of normal, but I was like, damn, he's still fine. It's still kind of awkward. I never knew how to act around him. Then we legit never spoke again. Saw him, the first time I saw him again was February, the end of February of my senior year. I know, months are passing by before I see this guy again. He'd come to the music hall that I was in the pit for as part of band. I didn't even like wave at him or anything, but I looked at him. I was like, and I never saw him again. But my friend TJ's graduation party is coming up next Saturday, and he's definitely gonna be there. But I think he's just a normal guy now. For a while though, I was really hung up on this guy. Like, I'm telling you, like, this whole story spans years. I was hung up on him. Sorry that cut off, but that was actually basically it. That recent date with not date, but like the recent like Steak and Shake guy, Casey, it was like fine. We were there, we talked for like 2 hours. It was really awkward. Sometimes I kept like running out of stuff to say. He wasn't asking me a lot of questions, but it's not as in like he was a bad date. It's just like conversation was a bit stiff. I was trying not to seem creepy by asking him, you know, like, what are your sisters' names? Oh my god, what does your dad do for work? But like, genuinely, where do we start? I tried to have a good balance. He wanted to go again. He wanted to like go to the mall or something, and I kind of didn't tell my aunt and uncle who I was staying with at the time that I was with a guy in the Steak and Shake in the first place, so I had to create a massive lie, and I wouldn't have been able to. Relationship built on lies. There's no relationship at all. It was just hard to figure out, and I needed to look for a job. It was summer. I was like, I should not be prioritizing a boy right now. But instead of saying that, I actually never responded to him. I'm so sorry if you're watching this, but actually, yeah, I'm just so sorry. And that is all of my guy experiences. I am actually Snapchatting a guy right now, but he always posts pictures of his abs on his story. And he just is just so obsessed with his abs. He's just always at shirtless pics. It was nice at first, very nice at first, but now it's just calisthenics on the beach of Chicago every day. What is he doing? I was just confused. Also, either he has a sister that he sleeps next to in bed, he is a really friendly homie, or he has a girlfriend. We're gonna see how it goes. I think he's like 21 because he went out in public drinking when we were Snapchatting one time. I don't know if this will work. I'll talk about it eventually in the future. Bye guys, don't forget to smile.